Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. All right, you guys, we're getting ready for back to school around here. I'm gonna video. I did not announce I would be live this morning, but that's okay. Listen, catch the replay. It's all good. So, back to school is happening very soon. And because of that, I gotta, get my ducks in a row. So today is August 5th. I think the kids here go back they go back the last week of August. I don't know what day, but somewhere in that last week of August. So I have literally the next 3 weeks to get Jackson prepared and ready to go back to school. Now, here's something that is I was thinking about. Jackson is a year ahead in school where he should be. He should actually be just a sophomore, but Jackson's going to be a junior because he started high school a year early. With that being said, excuse me, y'all. That's not about clothing or anything like that. Just he's going to be a year early, which means he'll graduate a year early. So we have a decision to make about college. While I do trust my children, Jackson is still very young because he doesn't turn the actual, morning, Rachel. He doesn't actually turn the year that he should be until after school is almost done. So he will be 17. Good morning, little lady. He will be 17. He'll be 17. Let me see. Next year in his senior year, Jackson will just have turned 16. So let's just say May 1st. So May, June, July, August. He'll turn 17 4 months into, 4 months before school starts, he'll turn 17 for his senior year. That's not true. Okay. He just turned 15. So he'll go all the way through this school year. He'll turn 16 April 30th, which means school will be out soon, right? It will be out April 30th. School's out in May. So then he will be 16 as a senior. And he'll turn 17 the month before he graduates high school. So with him being a year ahead, I got it right now. He'll turn 16 as a senior, but the month before he graduates, he'll turn 17. To me, that's still very early to send my my child off to school. Now, the thing that I got to think about is we have an agreement. We have an articulation agreement. We also have an agreement with the community college here that if our kids graduate from high school, they can go to community college for the first 2 years free of charge. May have to pay for books, but other than that, they can get their first 2 years for free. That may be our option, even though he's smart enough to go to college. I have not weighed that out yet. And I know some people are like, well, he needs to go to 4-year school. He needs to go to 4-year school. Well, the first 2 years at any college, community, or otherwise are the same. So I am not exactly sure what we're doing yet, but I've got a budget for this year. Now, we got exactly 3 weeks before school starts, and we just got child support. I think it came on Friday. So I wrote down all the handy dandy things, and I thought I would bring you guys along with us. Now, typically, we get portioned out every week for 4 weeks. Well, they don't always do it right. They don't always cross the board portion it. So then I have to use my brain to try to manage it out. Okay, so I'm going to share with you my budget sheet just so you can see. I don't plan to be on here very long, but I am going to budget with you these coins, and you should be able to see. There you go. You can see my screen there. Now I'm going to put up my child support here. This is child support payment number 1. Now my typical child support payment is $938. That is the amount that I was getting when all three of my younger children were on child support, because by the time we qualified, or by the time I went down to get it, Shamika was already out of the house. So $938 is what I should expect every month until Jackson turns 18. So we got $368.46. So I'm going to put this in and make my note. Remember, when you're doing your child support or any type of, I like to keep notes just because I don't want anything to come back on me, and I don't want anything to come back on my ex-husband either. You know, he does his best, and we're thankful for that. So we got the, this is payment one. We do have automatic deposit because I do not trust anybody to make sure I get what I'm supposed to get, because I know people's habits, proclivities, and all that. So when I was originally getting child support, I asked that I would be able to get that direct deposit. Okay. All right. So this came on the 3rd, which was Saturday. Saturday the 3rd. It was the 3rd. So I'm going to go over to Saturday and I'm going to budget. Now, typically, I try to put $25 every time Jackson gets child support in Jackson's in his savings account. But when they do the numbers crazy, then I have to kind of overestimate. I'm not trying to do all the exact math. But before I do anything else, I do go down and I do give tithe off of this money. Now, Shakima, why do you tithe off of child support? I tithe off of every dime that comes in my hands to deal with. And God has blessed us. We've not missed any meals. The kids have what they need. Life is good. So for tithe, I did $37. I just rounded up. And then I also do a ministry gifting of $19. And that's all that is offering. It's actually offering, but whatever. Well, no, it's tithe. So that's what we do. Tithe is the first bit. The $19 is offering. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now, every time I get the first child support of the month, I go back up and I put money in Jackson's high school account. This is money that Jackson will need. Let me see what that one is. Okay, where did that one go? This is money that Jackson will need for his clothes, for his soccer, all those types of activity things, stuff I have to pay for school. So I put $50 in every single time off the first child support. $50 for 10 months gives me $500. 12 months, it gives me $600. So I usually typically have about $600 to play with in that account for Jackson throughout the whole school year. So I may have more in there at one time than I do at another, because he might have needed something, or I might have needed to go buy him. You know, he's grown out of his pants. So now I got to buy pants. Grown out of underwear. Now I got to go buy underwear. And I take all of that out of this particular account. So I'm not technically taking it out of my funds. I'm taking it out of the child support that I save up every single month until I need to buy something. So that's planned. Also, every month or every child support payment, I take out money for Jackson's savings account, because Jackson needs to have something when he leaves my home at 18 or whatever number it is. He needs to have something that he can start life with. It may not be a lot, but it'll be something. And so I put typically $25 in there every time, but this was over that normal amount. It was about almost $200 over. It was like $150 some dollars over, 152. So I just went ahead and put $50 into his savings account. Now, that left me with $212 to deal with. So I started at $368.46, and now after everything has come out thus far, I have $212. Well, it's getting ready to be soccer season, and Jackson has to have cleats because the bottom sole of the cleat is coming off. He's like, Mom, I need some duct tape. I'm thinking, Lord have mercy. And cleats cost us between the cheapest we can probably find is like 65, 70, 80 is probably a cheap pair. You can go upwards of anything over that for a good pair. I don't be spending a whole lot, but I don't want him out there hurting himself either. So because I have to have cleats and I had $212 left, I went back up to his high school fund and I put another $50 in that fund. So that actually ended up being $100. I put that money in there for, I'm going to put myself another note again because I want to make sure. Where's my note? Why can't I find? Okay, hold on. I got to decrease this a tiny bit. All right. Now, let's see if I can find my note. There we go. This is for clothing and cleats for soccer. Okay. Now, that left me with $162.46. Now, Gwen has to go to the vet, and I spent my money ahead of time for Jackson's phone bill, for his gym. So his phone bill was $50. His gym is $42. So that's $92 that I need to recoup back from child support because I pay ahead stuff. So I'm taking $140 out of this money because the dog has to go to the vet. Now, Shakima, that's not money for the dog. Of course it's not. But I prepaid $92 that I can remember. I'll go back and look and see if I prepaid anything else. And then that left me with $22.46, which I actually put towards the overage on my groceries because I was over a little bit on my groceries this week. So that budgeted out, that should have given us $368.46. So that's everything that was budgeted for that child support payment number one. If I go back to my child support sheet, we are now at a total of $2,333.46. I've paid the mortgage at $1,000. The water bill was $185. The internet was $91.99. The cell phones between my phone and Jackson phone was $100. Household repair sinking fund, I already did that at $50. That was out of my money. Lawn care. Why does Mr. Jerome have so much money? That should not be. I put something in the wrong place. This is why you always make sure you go back and review because Mr. Jerome didn't get $172. So now I got to figure out how I messed up. I must have put something in the wrong spot. So let me scroll back up and see. Let me scroll back up and see how I didn't misappropriate funds. I just put it in the wrong place. Okay, let me go back up and figure out where I put money that it shouldn't have been. Okay, go down for Mr. Jerome. $52. What was that for? See what happens when you don't put notes? Now you can't figure out. I gave him that $52. I can't figure out where that goes, but it does not go there because I didn't give Mr. Jerome $52. Let me see what's down. Oh, there it is. That goes down here. Whoop. There we go. I was like, I did not give Mr. Jerome $52, but it goes to that recycling, pest spray, and my quarterly cycle. Okay, we're getting some weather here, and that was my friend just checking to make sure we had all of the things. That tropical storm is supposedly making its way up from the Florida coast up. And so she's just checking to make sure we have all the things. We do have all the things, but we're going to check to make sure we have all the things. All right. So that's where that came from. That's why it's really important to make sure that you actually go back and look, because all I did was just make a simple, I just got out of, my cell was wrong. So you want to make sure. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. Good morning, y'all. Because I forgot where it was supposed to go. I just put it in the wrong cell, wrong column cell. So I wanted to make sure that I go back and get everything straightened out and correct. Budgeting is not perfect every time, and I'm going quick, especially when I do it so often. I'm moving fast, but I do need to make sure that I fix my mistakes, because if not, one number out of pocket can mess with your bottom line. So that's right now for Mr. Jerome. Okay, very good. I was like, I didn't pay Mr. Jerome a lot of money. Not anything outside of the norm, and he hadn't done any extra work for me at the moment. Amazon Prime was 13. My PureFlix is 11. My Health Wage Gym has not come out. Jackson's Gym will come out. Should come out today. I should be able to check, and it should be out today. My Health Wage Gym will come out in a day or so. High school, his fund is now at $100. The laptop, I did go ahead and sync those funds. See how I did that? Oh, thank you. Oh, bless you, ma'am. That's a blessing. See how I just messed up and I put the $22.46 in the summer grocery fund. That should actually be in the regular grocery fund. So I'm going to go and fix that. I'm going to go over there and fix that because that's wrong. But I'm moving fast. I'm trying to get it done fast. I've got some other stuff I got to do. See, that comes out of there and it goes up here. Now, should be right on that. And then you just toggle back and forth to try to figure out, hey, where did I miss it? What did I didn't do? Yes, ma'am. Was I supposed to? I did my groceries. When did I do groceries? I did them late this week. So it's fine to be on Saturday, Rachel. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to tell you how that's helpful in just a second. Jackson got a haircut on Saturday. I got to go put that in. Jackson got a haircut, and I did not go and get cash until Saturday. So I had to get his haircut money out because I forgot it at the bank. So he got his $30 for a haircut. I did sync the P.O. box. So for my travel, I have a trip coming up for ministry. And typically I just put money in my vacation fund, travel, whatever. If it's ministry, I take it out of ministry funds, but I like to plan ahead. I didn't have enough in my budget to sync that fund. So because that's not an essential, I left it out, right? Traveling is not essential. Vacation is not essential. I can leave it off now. If I get additional monies, like I just finished up a brand deal, preferably, that'll pay out. I can put it in now, later. But for right now, because I didn't have it, I just didn't put it in. It's one of those sinking funds that I can do without. Moving down, Jackson has $50 in his account now. I did take back some money for my $100 for the stuff I paid ahead. So I'm going to take $140 for the dog. It's not quite that much, but I wanted to make sure I have enough. And I did buy them food. I bought food Friday. That was $92. Let me go back and put that in. Friday, I bought food for the dogs because they needed food, and I bought that out of my sinking fund money. So that actually puts us at $232, which includes the vet visit, which is what I had planned for with the $240. Scrolling down, I got gas. I got $150. Okay, this is wrong. I'm going to go back and fix this one. I got $150 out for gas, and I put an extra $50 to the groceries because I was way over this month on my groceries. That's where I did that. So that should fix it. So 150, that grocery budget was like $70 more. And then the oil change, I sunk those funds. The repairs, I sunk funds for that. My license registration, which comes due the end of September, I sunk funds for that. And then the tithe and the offering. That puts us at $2,309.30 spent. It only leaves us with $24.16 in the account, which is probably right because we are extremely tight this month. And we still have, we're about $97 short of our budgeted monies, what we thought we were going to spend for the month. We're close to having it all taken care of. And so whatever comes in next, whether that's a brand deal, whether that's something I forgot about, monies that's coming to me. Of course, I got to do my reimbursement when I go back to work next week. I'll put that paperwork in, but I probably won't get that until the end of August or the 1st of September. So I'm not real sure, but that will actually go back into my savings account because I took that travel money out so that I would be able to have money for that work trip. I took it out of my savings. So that's going to go back into my savings, which will be close to $200-300, which will be helpful. So anywho, I'm going to stop sharing this page with y'all. Head back over here and I'll be able to chat with you. So I put in the description box, not to be clickbait, but to be honest, that there was some sad news for Jackson. So those of you who know Jackson is an avid soccer player. Jackson goes outside and he plays soccer for hours and hours and hours every single day. Now, typically, if he was starting school at this time, if he was starting school at the right time, he would be a sophomore. So we had soccer tryouts last week. He'd been going to workouts, all the things. We had soccer tryouts last week. So we had it Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, this was on Thursday. So I go to pick him up and I'm waiting. He's not coming out. I've seen other people come out. I don't see him. And he comes out and I'm like, well, how'd it go? Everything, whatever. Cause I'm waiting a long time about the call. I'm looking like, did he miss me? I'm thinking, did somebody snatch my kid? Cause I'm waiting so long. Long story short, he did not make the soccer team. That absolutely crushed my son. And because that crushed my son, as a mom, now I got to figure out how to fix this for him. What he did was he tried out for the varsity team because of the grade he is in school. Now, he's age-wise old enough to be on the JV team, which he probably would have made that team. But grade-wise is how he has to try out. So he tried out for his varsity team, and he's just not at varsity level. What that did to him, again, was crush his spirit. So now as a mom, I've never seen my son cry. Jackson was just totally emotional. He didn't break down in front of me, but I knew he was in a situation that I had to, ask the Lord to help me. So I contacted some of my homeschool friends and just was asking around, hey, do we know of anything? And one of the moms mentioned the Y. Now, we don't live in the town where the Y is. The Y is over town, so I've got to drive. But the good thing about that is they have practice once a week, and he can practice out here. And they have games on Saturdays, usually in the afternoons, which helps me out during the week. So I'm not running this place and that place through the week. And I was able to get him signed up. The last day, signups was August 1st, the last day, but they it was July 29th. But they extended registration to August the 2nd with no penalty. So I was able to then go in and take $140, which is what the cost was for the Y, because at school he would play for free, get the uniform for free, all the things. But at the Y, it's $140. That's fine because it gives him practice time. Because what they said to him was, well, you can stay on as a practice boy and just practice with the varsity team. Well, I already know what that means. my son is not going to be your flunky. He's not going to be out here just practicing, never get to play in the games. And then the kids who on the varsity team don't show up, don't call, don't do nothing, and they still get to play. Oh no, that's not how we trying to roll over here. And that may be the wrong attitude, but I know how things work. And as long as these players are your best players and you think they're going to win you games, they're going to play even though they don't show up for practice. And my son, who's just a practice boy, will show up for every practice and he'll never get to play in a game. We'll try again next year, but that's not what we're doing. So he politely, messaged the coach. He said, thank you for extending the offer, but we declined at this time. We'll just try it again next year. What he's going to do is go play at the Y, get some experience playing with other people, because that's what the coach was like. You don't have a lot of experience playing with other people. And last year was the first time Jackson had done any organized sport at all, because he'd been Taekwondo for the last 8 years. So he know how to karate chop you. He just has a hard time doing the team sports because he's never been on a team. He'd never played. But the thing that I felt encouraged by was my older son, Trandon. The second year he tried out for soccer, he didn't make the team. He was the only kid that didn't make the team. Now, Jackson, there were some other kids that didn't make the team that played with him last year on JV, because those kids have aged up, into the next grade. And so they take the best of the best. And one of the kids that came out like right as Jackson was coming out, like his dad was, I know his dad. I was like, oh my God, maybe he didn't make it either. So a lot of us JV parents that were on the benches last year, our kids didn't make the team. And so guess what? And I was going to volunteer for soccer mom. Guess what? Get your own soccer mom now. So yes, do please hit the like button. That just helps us get out into the algorithm. It's helpful for us because I'm trying to build my base back. For some reason, my views are way, way lower than normal traditional views for me. And I'm not sure why, but I'm trying to build my base back. And so anyway, with that being said, and with the blessing, ma'am, that's going to help recoup some of that money for soccer. And then also Jackson has to have a pair of cleats. Now, fortunately for us, we still have 2 more weeks before soccer will start with the Y, but that'll give me time to get more money in to get the rest of the money for the cleats that he needs. He's going to go out there. He's going to do his best. Yes, it's rec league, but it's within reason. It's not travel ball, because I'm not traveling nowhere with nobody else, child, mine included. I've done all that with Taekwondo. He wants to get experience to help him be able to apply for a trap for the team next year. And we'll take it. So that's the best we can do. I thought he might want to run cross country. He didn't want to do that. He did talk about wrestling, but that's not until winter. So I still had time. But at the Y, they have 2 seasons of soccer. So they have soccer in the fall, and then they have another thing around November time. I don't know what that is. We'll see. It doesn't usually snow here. So we'll see what all that is. But anywho, that's all that money budgeted for this particular cycle of child support. If things go the same, I should get another child support payment this week. Typically, that's how it goes. But nothing's usually typical around here at our house with that. So anywho, just one announcement or update. So I am working on this book right here, Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be. This book is going to take me the next 50 days. It's another 50 days. So it's like a month and some. So I'm going to finish this book on this channel. After I finish this particular book study, any other additional messages, teachings, not just me talking about the Lord, because I'm going to do that, period, but messages or teachings, I'm going to take over to my other channel, which is, let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. And then you can, if you don't mind, subscribing to that channel. Those of you who want to subscribe. If you don't mind subscribing to that channel, that would help me out. It would help me build up subscribers on that particular channel. So if you want to subscribe to my First Love Ministries channel for ministry, this is the link for that. I would appreciate it if you went over there to subscribe. So for the next month and a half ish, I'm going to be finishing up this book here every time I get a chance. But future videos that are all teachings are going to be on that channel. Now, the reason I'm trying to separate it is because I do realize that not a lot of people want the ministry. And then as I'm trying to build ministry, people who are looking for ministers to come and do are not looking for budget videos and household stuff. So it is kind of a catch-22. I'm always going to talk about Jesus here, but that may not be the way to build the ministry. And I got to be in a separate place if you're looking for a lady speaker or something like that. Does that make sense? I hope that doesn't, people don't say, oh, well, she's a sellout. She's not going to do. No, I'm just separating out. Just like separating the clothes. The lights go with the lights, the darks with the darks. So anywho, if you want to subscribe to that channel because you want to get notifications and hit the bell, that way you'll know. So for right now, I'm going to finish up here. So there's not going to be a ton on that other channel just yet. I'm finishing it up here. And then I will go over and do some things over there, just ministry wise. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate. So anywho, y'all, there it is. That's all the money I have to budget for the moment. We are vlogging. I'm trying to finish a vlog. I got some garden stuff happening. It's a lot going on over here, and I'll go back to work very soon. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love you. Get those budgets done. Please check them with a fine-tooth comb because as you can see, I've been budgeting for a long time, and I found some mistakes, right? Also, get somebody else's eyes on it. I don't have anybody else to be in a budget committee with me. I have y'all. And I'm telling y'all, every single time Rachel be helping me. She be like, oh, Shakima, you forgot. Oh, Shakima, I don't have any other eyes. She's my eyes. You're my eyes. But if you have a spouse or somebody else that deals with your financials, sit down, go over it line by line because I'm trying to figure out, how did I get Mr. Jerome $172? You didn't. You just put the thing in the wrong place. That's why the notes are important. So you can go back and jog your memory. Oh, man, that's what that was for, right? Sometimes I don't do it anymore now because I share my screenshot here, but I would put my confirmation numbers in. I remember one time I got an eviction notice from my apartment complex. It was the very first time I'd ever paid my rent online. I normally would pay with a check. I was so undone. I'm like, what is this? She's like, you didn't pay your rent. Oh, ma'am. Yes, I did. I paid it online. And here's my confirmation number. Yes, I did. She's like, oh, our computer system was down. Very good. Go fix that. But I paid. So I would keep those numbers, confirmations, just because stuff happens. It was my very first time. I was like, I'm going right back to these paper checks because I'm not going to have no notes on my door talking about eviction. No, ma'am. Now, whether they found it or not, I know it came out of my account. You got to deal with whoever your third party person is. But anywho, just keep those things in mind. Keep actively working on your debt. If you need a day job, go get one. There's plenty of things you can do. Plenty of Ubers, plenty of Uber Eats, plenty of Amazon drop-off stuff. Plenty of stuff you can do that does not directly put you with. Some people don't want to drive for Uber. You know, you want to be with people, but you can do Amazon stuff. There's plenty of things you can do these days to make money. Social media may not be it. I was telling my kids this yesterday, and I'm done. Was I telling my kids? No, I was telling the ladies that were doing the closed group for the Bible study for 30 days on a particular social media platform. 30 days worth of work, and I put myself out. I made 99 cents. You can't retire off of social media anymore. You really got to have a job, right? So, anywho, I'm trying to build a brand. I've got a video that's getting ready to go out. You're going to get a second video this evening, about 6 o'clock. There'll be another video. Go watch that one. Like it, share, do all the things. Anywho, I got to go. It's 10 and it's time for breakfast. So I'm going to go eat. Love you guys, and I'll see y'all the next time.